but we'll get it all.
Okay.
I'll make sure it's all in town.
Wednesday, December 1st, the time is 5 p.m., 5:03 p.m., sorry. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Dover Town Board to order by first standing and saying a pledge to the flag. Please, everybody rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we call this special meeting to order. I thank everybody for being here. First on the agenda, any public comments on agenda items only? Please approach the podium if you do. Ryan, you want to give a little overview of this, or no? You good? Okay. All right, seeing nobody approaching the podium, I have to add one thing, just a quick discussion on the electrical agreement, the electric payment agreement for this year. We've been with Marathon Energy for the last 2 years. We have researched it because the price did go up more than we expected. We are okay though, budget-wise. I assure you that. I spoke with Nicole today. We are fine, but it did go up, so what we did is we did shop it. I have to thank Lizette. She went through direct with NYSEG. They were a hair below what we're looking at with Marathon for this year, but they were a variable rate, where Marathon is a fixed rate for the next 12 months. We also reached out to the county to see how they handle theirs. They are going the same route as they did last year, and they actually paid more than we did last year. So we spoke to Mr. Bennis from Marathon Energy. Andrew has talked with him in the past as well. He assured us on Monday in an open discussion that he will give us the updates both yesterday and today. And I can say that both yesterday was lower than Monday's rate and today is lower than yesterday's rate. So we'll be reading it later in the consent agenda. I would like your support to go ahead and sign on with a 12-month agreement with Marathon Energy for the rate of 0.0872 per kilowatt hour.
Fixed.
Fixed, a fixed rate, correct. Any questions? Good? Good with that? Okay. Consent agenda. I want to find out. Resolution to authorize and approve consent agenda items. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Dover does hereby approve the following items for consideration and adoption on December 1st, 2021. Town Board Special Meeting Consent Agenda. Authorize Supervisor to execute renewal of Town Electric Service Agreement. Approve change order for 2021 CDBG grant project from installation of a quarter-mile porous pavement walking track to an asphalt pavement walking track in the amount of $77,175. Approve issuance of a payment for pavement of additional parking spaces in front of J.H. Ketchum Park Community Center in the amount of $16,771.86 following inspection and approval by the town engineer. Authorize payment for consideration of J.H. Ketchum Park walking track following Dutchess County CDBG program approval. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Brought by House, seconded by Abrams. Discussion. You want to just speak on the change order?
Change order?
Yep.
It's gotten too cold, and they're not able to produce the porous pavement. Thus, we're having to change to a regular, I believe, number 2 asphalt. This is a huge flaw in Dutchess County, the grant system, in that we're having to choose the lowest bidder. This was a project that was able to break ground November 1st, and if we, as the town, were able to use the lowest responsible bidder, we potentially, this project should have been done on time and using the proper material that it was originally bid for. I have issue with this, but I'm okay with it.
We did bring this back to the county, and the county gave their approval to do it the way we're doing it.
Yes,
Sure,
we did.
because they want it done by the end of the year.
Correct. Okay, anything else? Everybody okay with that? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor of approving the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye. Any against? So carried. Okay, at this time, to read the next resolution, I have to recuse myself from the dais due to the fact that I am a life member of the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, which this resolution refers to.
This is in regards to tax exemption for the note for the financing of the acquisition of a new pumper and tanker truck. Okay, resolution approving issuance of tax exempt note for the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Whereas the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc., the fire department, a New York non-for-profit corporation, provides firefighting services within the jurisdiction of the town of Dover, New York, for the portion of the town of Dover described in the service agreement dated January 1, 2021, between the town of Dover, the town, and the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc., the fire department. And whereas the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Fire Department, is seeking to obtain a loan from the Bank of Greene County by the issuance of one or more notes on a tax-exempt basis in the aggregate amount not to exceed $340,000, the note, to finance the acquisition of a pumper tanker for the fire department, to be issued as an obligation, the interest on which will be excluded from the gross income for federal income tax purposes pursuant to Section 150E of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, as amended the code. Whereas, pursuant to Section 147F of the code, interest of the note will not be excluded from the gross income for federal income tax purposes unless the issuance of the note by the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department shall be approved by the town board after the president or vice president of the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department has conducted a public hearing thereon following reasonable public notice. And whereas that on November 22nd, 2021, the president of the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department held a public hearing to consider the approval of the note. After public notice given in accordance with the code, and a transcript of summary report has been made available to each member of the town board prior to this meeting. And whereas the president of the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department held a public hearing to consider the approval of the note after public notice given in accordance with the code, and a transcript of summary report has been made available to each member of the town board prior to the meeting. Now therefore be it resolved, for the sole purpose of qualifying for interest payable on the note for exclusion from the gross income pursuant to the provisions of Section 150E of the code, the town board hereby approves the issuance of the note by the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department in a principal amount estimated not to exceed $340,000, provided that the note shall be an obligation of the J.H. Ketchum Hose Company, Inc. Fire Department and that of the note. The note shall not be a debt of the state of New York or the town of Dover, and neither the state or New York nor the town of Dover shall be liable thereon. Can I have a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Carried.
Thank you, Andrew. At this time, any public comments from the public attending? Next meeting will be December 29th. Two things. Our tree lighting is this weekend, Saturday, at 5 o'clock down at Thomas J. Boyce Park in Wingdale. The highway crew and the rec department has done a lot of work getting it ready. So I hope to see a lot of people down there Saturday. Pray for good weather. And from that point on, December 29th is our next regular meeting, which will be Councilman Abrams' last meeting, which he's been very excited for. So, other than that, if we have no other discussion, I don't feel any need for an executive session. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Thank you.
I've been a fool, I know. I'm trying to find a way to show want me, the only one I'll ever want. So I'm learning to be a better man.